So, in this chapter, we are going to study many interesting things that happen with us in our daily life. Say, for example, have you wondered why do we add small amount of curd to lukewarm milk to make a curd? Again, why does cooked food get spoiled after some days? Why do we even use a refrigerator? Right? Why do we get bad smell from our mouth after we wake up in the morning? Well, there are so many whys that happen with us in our daily life. And you see, what we will learn in this chapter is that all these reasons are connected to these microorganisms. Okay, so what are these microorganisms? Effectively, a microorganism is a living organism so small that we can only see it when we use a microscope. Now just look at your hand. What do you see? Clean hands? No, maybe there is some dirt. You go on and clean it with a soap. And after that, what do you think? Yes, you will say my hands are clean. But if you look your hands, the surface of it on the microscope, you will see structures like this. And you will wonder, what is happening? What are these things? Well, as I was saying, these are microorganisms. You just can't see them with your bare eyes. You need microscope. Now, effectively, microorganisms are broadly classified into these four groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and algae. There are others, and we will study about them eventually. Effectively, you see, in this chapter, we will learn how these microorganisms affect our life. And you will see that there are effectively two groups. One is useful microorganism and another is harmful microorganism. You will learn about the use of these useful microorganisms in medicine, again commercial uses, and then you will learn how the harmful microorganisms, say for example, you must have remembered the COVID-19. Remember such a horrible scenario, and it was due to yet a virus which was named COVID-19. So it's a microorganism, and there are not just this COVID-19, so many types of diseases, and they are also responsible for spoiling food as well. So we will learn about them. So with these ideas, we will now start with our chapter. So the first thing that I would like you to know is that we can only see the microorganisms using what is known as microscope, right? I have already talked about it in the cell chapter. Now you see, Anton van Leeuwenhoek was a cloth merchant from Netherlands. Let me zoom. Yeah, he built a single lens microscope. See over here, this is a single lens microscope which could magnify the object 300 times. His curiosity and skill of making powerful lenses was the secret of this invention of powerful microscope. Now, it was in the year 1674, with the help of his microscope, Leeuwenhoek discovered many small moving organisms in a drop of pond water. He called them animalcules. Later on, these were named bacteria, and I already told you about the various other groups of microorganisms, right? Now, let me show you the microscopic world in a single drop of water. Okay, so this is a video from the microscopic life in a drop of water by the Microscopic World in YouTube. Let's see the video. See, what do you observe, my dear students? You see, there are so many types. See, this is a microorganism. Some of them are unicellular, like this. You can see the nucleus. Okay, this is a unicellular organism. Many of them are, some are multicellular, few are unicellular. Now, what is most important thing is that look at the variety of the microorganisms. So many variety. This scene looks like a bazaar. Okay, a market, shop market. Everybody is moving around. Everybody with different shapes, sizes. You can see the parts inside this microorganism. Look, moving parts. Can you think of a human being? How will he look like if I can see the insides of a human being? I just can't imagine. Now, but here we can look into the insides of the microorganisms. So there are some of them, and this is just in a drop of water. Now the water has been taken from various sources: pond water, river water. Some are not very dirt, and lots of, you see, these are long strings. These are also microorganisms. Look into the variety of the world, microscopic world. So Leeuwenhoek was the first person, who observed this. Now this is a bacteria. Do you know? These are moving around the bacteria. Wow! Feel yourself. Feel the excitement which Leeuwenhoek felt when he first saw this in 1674. This is yet another group of microorganisms. Wow! This is great, my dear students. Now let me show you some more. See, this is a tardigrade, a microscopic animal. This is yet another video in YouTube, a microscopic beauty of the micro world by Microscopic World. Look, these are ciliates, yet very small microscopic organisms. Let us spend some time over here. Look into the various types of microscopic organisms. Look, more ciliates. It's such a beautiful world out there, colorful, beautiful, so many varieties. You can see this is probably the nucleus, this is the cytoplasm that we have learned in the cell. Look, what a different type of shape. You can see the internal structure of this microorganism, some reddish gel. The overall part is a gel type structure. This is the microorganism. See? Wow! It's so amazing. These are rotifers. You see, single cell microorganism, this one. Look into the structure of it. Look into the structure. Look into the structure. You can see, wow, so many parts inside of it. You can see these are microorganisms. They are orbiting a colony of pink bacteria. Look, some more microorganisms. So much variety out there, my dear students. This is the stentor, yet another microorganism. See, you can look into the parts of it. Wow, glowing around like blades, something like this. This is amazing. So much varieties out there, and we have been trying to group them. This is tardigrade laying eggs. See, it is just slowly giving out eggs. Amazing, isn't it? This is Vorticelia. See, so many microorganisms. See, some more also. Here you will find so much variety of microorganisms. Amazing world. Colorful, unique, diverse world of microorganisms. And this can be only witnessed using the invention which was done by Leeuwenhoek, and other scientists at that time. So right now we are seeing this with the help of microscope. You can't see this with your naked eye. Now can you imagine if we could see this with our naked eye, how the world would have been? It would have been a very different type of world. Now let us come back to our chapter. So this is section 3.2. So I have just shown you microorganisms live, moving around, playing around, doing their daily work, talking to each other, feeding off, moving like a bus or cart, moving in a traffic and all that. Now here are photographs of some microorganisms: Coccus, Bacillus, Lactobacillus, You will find this in milk. These are the different types of bacteria. Now you see different types of fungi. This is penicillin. See this one. Let me zoom. Yeah. Yes. So first, different type of bacteria. Okay. Look at the structure. It can be spherical. It can be cylindrical type structure. Okay. Elongated cylinders, something like that. These are fungi. Okay, different types of fungi. This is a common bread mold over here. Okay, this is yet another fungi over here. This is penicillium. Next, protozoa. These are the group of protozoa we have seen, right? Amoeba, I have already shown you in my cell video. Paramecium, Vorticella, we have also seen this right now. Okay, next, algae, another group of microorganisms. You see diatom, Spirogyra. You remember these structures we have just seen, and then Climadomonas I have shown you in my cell video. So my dear students, I have shown you these photographs live going around, and trust me, I was also enjoying looking into the microorganisms. They were like small children playing around in the playground, doing their daily work, spreading around chaos. Okay, now more microorganisms. This is spirulina. The names are also, you don't have to remember. Okay, just look into this. Try to enjoy. Think of it as a science show, right? Just enjoy. Look at the variety Mother Nature has given us. Okay, and each of them has a place in our world. It's important. These are microanthropods. See, eyelash mite moving around. Scabies mite. This is Daphnia. This is Cyclops. This group are bigger compared to this one, these and previous microorganisms. Okay, now let us try to study some microorganisms that belong to these various groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae, along with certain microanthropods with the help of some activities. And for this you will need a microscope. Okay, so please ask your teacher to do this in the lab. I have already shown you some of the beautiful videos you will find in YouTube. But try to do this with the help of your teacher. See for yourself what new things you discover about these microorganisms. Okay. Now, so first is microorganism in water. I have already shown you, right? In a single drop of water, there can be so many, more than hundreds of microorganisms, right? So take 1 to 2 drops of water, put it on the slide, okay, and then make rough sketches in your notebook of whatever you see. Well, students, I have already shown you, and you have to compare with the figures given above, all the various figures. Which one are you observing? Okay, you might find that in your drinking water also you will find some of them, but if you take a pond water or gutter water, then you will find many more variety of microorganisms. You can count. You will find in unclean water there will be more and more microorganisms along with dirt. Okay, so try to name them. Okay, this is a biology activity. Think of it. Next, observing fungi. Usually after the rainy season you might have seen small umbrella-like growth over rotten materials of dumped waste between the grass in a field and edges of rotten wooden planks. Remember? See, here I have just given a search. Try to do this yourself as well, dear students. Fungus on tree, and look at the different results I am getting. This is what we are talking about in the text. See, these are fungi, and this is also we are talking about in the text. tree fungus. You see, this is what we are talking about. In a damp weather, you will see such structures on the bark of the tree. This is nothing but tree fungus as well. So there are various types of fungi. This is also a fungi. Okay. Now let us try to understand them through more activities. So the activity is, you take some rotten part of a vegetable or black spoiled part of a bread or coconut. With the help of a needle, place it on the slide. Now put a drop of water, place a cover slip on it and observe it under the microscope. Liquid is important. Then you will be able to see their motion in liquid. Okay, you will be able to see how they swim around. Now draw rough sketches on your notebook. And this is basically the common bread mold, Rhizopus. Let me show you. So see, this is the bread and this is the black spots on the bread, and this is what you can see. If you zoom using microscope, there's such structures. This is the Rhizopus. There is a pencil sketch of it. See, overall structure, it looks like this. Bread mold, Rhizopus. See, this is yet another YouTube video, Biologic Insights, and here you can see this is the bread and this is the structure, bread mold. Look closely, dear students. See the structure, they are showing it live. Okay, these are the long hair-like structure, these are the flower-like structure about the long hairs. Okay, bread mold, Rhizopus stolonifer. Okay, so this is how you see in a microscope. Okay, now students, let us take a yogurt and try to see it in microscope. Okay, so this is what you will see. Look, we have opened the yogurt, took a part of it. This is it, another YouTube channel, Microbes box, and see, these are the various structures, and this is likely the Lactobacillus bacteria. See, these long structures, these ones, okay, these ones, you see. See, after staining the whole thing, you can look closely and better understand. So these are bacteria in your yogurt. So this is what you have to do yourself. You will have to see this for yourself. See the bacteria in buttermilk or curd. So take one or few drops, just as I have shown you on the slide, and then you have to put some crystal violet stain as I have shown you, and you will be able to clearly observe such structures like we have seen. Okay, now it is important. Do you know that there are several bacteria that grow on our skin, as I was telling you in the beginning? Some of them cause diseases. Some show symbiotic relation with other bacteria, and there are different kinds of bacteria in our body. You know, there are bacteria present in our digestive tract, and it is useful. They are useful. They help in digestion. So not all bacteria are bad. You have to understand, my dear students. Bacteria are found everywhere, and there are over 1,000 types of them in soil, air, water, even now. Okay, when we are breathing air, are you sure that you haven't inhaled any bacteria or any microscopic organism which is slowly playing around on some dust particle which is in the air? Of course, we have consumed, but we do not know. Then you will be worried, oh my God, what will happen to us? So if this is the human has inhaled, okay, some microscopic organism, what will happen? It will enter our body. It will be disastrous for us. No, because our body has different set of technology. There are other cells, microorganisms which are helpful to us. They will take care of this foreign invading particle. Okay, so don't worry about it. We have our own mechanism, the defense mechanism. You will learn more about it in higher classes. So just relax and enjoy the chapter as it is. Now you see, this bacteria can live in low and high temperatures as well. One of the biggest bacteria with 0.75 millimeter length is this one, and it was discovered by Mr. Shoes in coastal waters of Namibia, which can be seen with unaided eye. Okay, now let us start observing algae. Well, we all do know. We have observed the greenish pond water in our surroundings. It is greenish because of growth of algae and other plants which grow in water. We can see some of algae like Cara, Spirogyra with unaided eye, but most of the algae present in water are microscopic. Okay, so let us collect pond water and see from the tanks with a bit of greenish scaping. Okay, to observe some of the microalgae growing in water, let us do the following activity. Just like previous case, you have to select few strands or green strings like bodies from water sample collected and put them on the slide, and then you will observe interesting thing as I have shown you. So effectively these are the algae. You can see microbes. This you can see clearly. Okay, there is nothing wrong with it. You have to take water containing such greenish stuff, okay, and then look into it in microscope and say these are the type of structures which I have shown you previously. Remember, these are the type of structures, okay, that you will see in pond water. You will find them even more during rainy seasons. Okay, see, microscopic pond teeming with life. Interesting, very interesting. Now there is another very important concept. You see, photosynthesis in microalgae is very useful to organisms which live on Earth. Nearly half of the oxygen in the atmosphere is produced by microalgae. So they are our great friends. Okay, remember this, we wouldn't be getting oxygen if they weren't there. Okay. Okay, so these you are basically looking at very important green friends who are doing their chaotic work every day, releasing oxygen in this process. Now let us observe protozoa. Now these are present in water and soil. Again, to grow protozoa, soak hay in pond water. After 3 to 4 days, take 1 or 2 drops of hay decoction on a slide and observe it. So this is protozoa and this one is in pond water. Okay, similarly even hay you will see similar structures, similar protozoa. Next let us talk about microanthropods. You see, some of them are very important for the soil. They help in increasing soil fertility, and they may also be found on our skin, eyelids, beddings, rugs, etc. Okay, now here let me show you yet another video from YouTube. Here you will see microanthropods. So let's see. So this is a normal face. What do you think? This is clean? Let's see. Okay, a little glue stainer. Try this at you shouldn't try this at home. Now what this thin layer of skin comes off, it takes some tiny hair follicles. Now let's see what's in here. Okay, you see a miniature forest over there. Okay, and inside of them, see, this is a face mite. Okay, this is a microanthropod. See, this is a face mite. Oh my god. Now they are looking more closely. Oh my god. Anthropods. It got its name from this spider-like structures. 8 legs. They are actually anarchids related to ticks and spiders. Okay, let me show you. See, they have got 8 legs. That's why they are known as anthropods. Okay. Now you see some of the microanthropods, they cause diseases like scabies or scabies mite. Actually these are not as small as bacteria, but they are of miniature size and are joint legged organisms. Okay, so the structure is like this, and then they move around. Oh, gross. But they are what they are, microanthropods. We have just seen them. Okay, now, do you know soil is highly rich in microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi and protozoa. So next time when you go and pick some soil, you have to understand that the soil that you are putting on your hand, it has got so many rich life, but they are very small, all those microorganisms. That's why you cannot see. And if you see this under a microscope, you will be amazed. See, this is the video of soil under microscope. Okay, and they have put the soil in some water, liquid, and then you can see the microorganisms moving around in dirt and all that. So let's see. The top 8 inches of soil of 1 acre area may contain as much as 5.5 tons of fungi and bacteria. This is very much useful for growing crops, but excess use of pesticides actually kill these microorganisms, and of course we can see them with microscope. Okay, now after learning about so many different types of microorganisms, it's time to learn about viruses. You see, these are an interesting type of microorganism. They behave like non-living things when they are outside a living cell, but they behave like a living organism when they are inside the host living cell, such as bacteria, plant and animal cell, and they multiply. Now they can be seen only through very powerful electron microscope because their size is much smaller. Now you see diseases like polio, swine flu, conjunctivitis, smallpox, chickenpox, common cold, AIDS, COVID-19. Okay, they're all caused by viruses. See, this is electron microscope view of the virus. Look at the tentacles. Okay, now I am not going to talk about in details. You will learn about it in your higher class. This is the tobacco mosaic virus over here. Okay, let me show you this video. This is a virus. This has just now foreign particle entered a cell, a body, where this is one of the cell, and see it after reaching the virus, it spreads something into the cell, and see the nucleus. From there it ejected more and more viruses are ejected. So it is basically attacking a cell and replicating itself. See again, the virus getting attached, spraying out material. Now as a result, this is a more or less time-lapse video. It takes time. Okay, we have speed up the time, and see there is again, look closely, from the nucleus more viruses are emitted. They are replicating. See, this is how microscopic world works. You see, viruses are also present inside the bodies of animals and plants. They can survive in all types of environments, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs. It is said that if some catastrophic event happens someday, this is Earth, some very big meteorite, some very big chunk of rock from outer space hits us, and then all life is wiped out from the Earth, viruses will be there. Okay, to live on, they will live on, and if somebody can hear their story, they will tell us that once upon a time, they will tell you there lived human beings and other organisms on this place known as Earth. Okay, so it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, now you can find viruses in deserts to marshy lands. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms as parasites. and some may exist independently. Remember students, in the cell chapter I told you about staining technique. It's a technique that we use so that different parts of the cell gets highlighted and we can better understand them. So similarly we have bacterial staining. Now bacteria are tiny microorganisms, so we must stain them before seeing them under microscope. Now smear bacteria on a slide and slightly heat the slide. Then put a drop of crystal violet on the slide. After 30 to 60 seconds, gently wash the slide, dry the slide, and now wash the slide under the microscope in this magnification. Okay? Then you will be able to clearly observe bacteria. So students, we have effectively completed the first part of the chapter. Okay? And I have shown you lots and lots of videos from YouTube, okay, showing you how the real microscopic life in real action. This is what I have shown you. Now let's do a quick recap. Basically, microorganisms are very minute. We cannot see them with our unaided eye, and we can see them only with the help of microscope. In this regard, you have to understand that viruses are even smaller than the normal microorganisms, and we need even more powerful electron microscope. And Anton Leeuwenhoek invented a powerful single lens microscope, and microbes are present everywhere in our surroundings. So basically microscope invention was done in 1674, I think. This was the year. And nowadays we have got a much more powerful version compared to what was there at that time, and we are able to see microbes all around us. I have shown you various types of microbes, colorful, in pond of water. Okay, now before I finish, let me show you microbes in Panipuri. So this is what you can see. So this is Panipuri. Okay, now you take the water, and then you put it on the slide and try to observe it in microscope. Let's see. You will be amazed to see how dirty it is. So many microbes. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Next time you go, try to think of the hygiene. Okay, see so many microorganisms. Oh my God. This is just a Panipuri that many of us like a lot. Okay, so I have just given you an example of microbes, how you will find them almost everywhere in your surroundings. Now bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and microanthropods are some major groups of microorganisms. Of course, we have talked about viruses. They are very special in the sense since they lie between living and non-living organism, and they can reproduce only in host living cells. Okay, so happy learning, students.